For more, we are being joined by Adele Nazarian from Washington, D.C. Adele is a senior fellow at the Gold Institute for International Strategy. Adele, welcome back to WION and great to see you. The question many are asking, and his supporters are worried, is how successful will Donald Trump's plea to his followers be to donate more money to preserve his assets? Or basically, is he going to be able to provide these necessary funds to avoid seizure by the state of New York?
You know, Suzanne, great to be on with you again. $464 million is no joke. Of course, he's going to have to take an approach of reaching out to his donors, his base, but also I happen to think he's going to succeed in doing this. Not necessarily from his base, but I think he's going to have a few silent people in the background. You know, the majority of the world's billionaires don't like to be out there. They don't like to have their names out there in the public eye. But I guarantee you, he knows many of them, and many of them do support him. And I have to say, in terms of the American ones, at least. And I believe that he will be able to secure enough to get himself out of the situation he's in. I think that everyone knows how politics works in not only America, but around the world. And what it'll end up resulting in is favors should he win office again. And don't get me wrong, the same thing has happened in the Biden administration. It's happened in the Trump in the Bush administration and the Clinton administration. It's a little known maybe to the public facet of how politics works in general, but I'm pretty certain that he'll be able to secure the funds that he needs to save Trump Towers from having to be
Yeah.
confiscated.
Yeah, it's crazy. One has to wonder whether this was Letitia James's plan all along. We're hearing that donors that supported Nikki Haley, Trump's rival, may switch allegiance and support Joe Biden instead of former President Donald Trump. That's a lot of money. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, it's amazing. I'm sure you know a few days after Nikki Haley withdrew from the Republican primary on March 6th, it was Harry Sloan, I think, a media executive who, a supporter of Haley's, who received a call from Jeffrey Katzenberg, who asked Sloan to assist in President Joe Biden's reelection campaign against Trump. And you're right, since her campaign has ended, at least I believe half a dozen of her former financial supporters have decided to back Biden. And of course, we have Barbara Comstock, a former, Republican official elected official who is vehemently and diametrically opposed to Trump. And so they've raised through their PAC, the Republican Accountability PAC, I think more than, I don't know, close to or more than $50 million so far. So I think that those who are, Nikki Haley donors who have switched sides to Biden, I think that they will definitely also make it a rough ride ahead. I don't see that going away. You have the Lincoln Project, you have I'll also point attention to A Brigade, which is working similar to the Lincoln Project for the Republican Party and just conservative values generally. So it's going to be a very heated and ugly 2024 election cycle, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, indeed. And as you mentioned, you have those super PACs as well, not just these big name donors that are planning on donating to Joe Biden. Unbelievable. We'll be watching very closely. And Adele, of course, I'll speak to you about all of it very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.